Hi everyone, welcome to another story of Choti Si Dunya. At Brightville Elementary, mornings were always the same. Bells rang, kids rushed in with heavy backpacks, and teachers hurried through the halls with piles of papers. But on one very ordinary Tuesday, something extraordinary happened. In Class 5B, three friends, Sara, Omar, and Lina, were waiting for their teacher. Sara was flipping through her science book. Omar was doodling spaceships on his notebook, and Lina was staring at the old bookshelf in the corner. That shelf had been there forever, dusty, squeaky, filled with books no one ever touched. But that day, Lina noticed something strange. One of the books wasn't dusty. It was shiny, as if someone had just polished it. She pulled it out. Creak! The entire bookshelf moved back, revealing a hidden door. Wait, what? That was here all along, Omar whispered. The three exchanged nervous looks, but curiosity won. Slowly, Sara pushed it open. Behind the door wasn't a closet or storage room. It was another classroom. But not like any classroom they had ever seen. The walls glowed like golden parchment. Desks floated in midair, gently bobbing like balloons. Chalk floated above the blackboard, writing lessons on its own. And at the center stood a giant glowing owl with silver feathers and eyes like lanterns. Welcome, children. The owl spoke, its voice deep and echoing. I am Orion, keeper of knowledge. You have found the door of learning, a secret passage into the school of wonder. The kids gasped. Is this real? Sara asked. Orion nodded. But beware. This world is in danger. The Shadow of Forgetfulness is trying to steal the Book of Forever Lessons, the source of all wisdom in both your world and mine. Without it, schools everywhere will crumble into confusion. The owl's eyes glowed brighter, and you three have been chosen to protect it. At that moment, the ground shifted. A giant crack ran across the glowing classroom floor, opening into a swirling staircase. The kids held hands, took deep breaths, and stepped down. The first trial. The math bridge, they arrived at a sparkling river, but instead of water, numbers flowed across it like glowing fish. In the middle, a narrow bridge stood broken. To fix it, the children had to solve riddles floating in the air. 5 plus equals 12 appeared in golden light. Omar grinned. Easy. 7 at once, part of the bridge reformed. Next, 9x equals 36. Lina shouted. 4. More of the bridge solidified. Finally, Sara faced a harder one. 15 divided by 3 mais 8. She closed her eyes, counted carefully, and whispered 13. The last piece snapped into place. They ran across, cheering, as the river of numbers sparkled behind them. The second trial. The pay challenge now. They entered a huge gymnasium. But magical. Basketballs floated like planets, jump ropes moved like snakes, and a finish line glowed at the far end. Only teamwork will guide you through, Orion's voice echoed. First came a rope climb. Sara was scared of heights, but Omar boosted her up. Don't look down. You got this. She made it. Next, they had to balance on floating stepping stones. Lina slipped, but Sara grabbed her hand, pulling her to safety. Finally, a giant ball rolled toward them like an avalanche. Together, the three pushed back with all their strength, yelling, 1, 2, 3, go! And the ball rolled away, vanishing into thin air. They crossed the glowing finish line, hearts racing but smiles wide. The third trial. The writing spell the last room was a library taller than a mountain. Books whispered as they passed, and glowing quills floated around. On a pedestal lay the Book of Forever Lessons, but it was covered in dark shadows. From the shadows rose a hooded figure. The Shadow of Forgetfulness. Knowledge makes the world too bright, it hissed. Children should forget, and schools should crumble. The kids stood firm. We won't let you, Sara shouted. A glowing quill floated into Lina's hand. The owl's voice echoed. Write the spell of truth. The shadow lunged, but the children quickly wrote together on a glowing page. We learn not just for ourselves, but for each other. Knowledge is light, and light will never fade. The words burst into golden fire. The shadows screamed, dissolving into sparks. The darkness lifted. The book of forever lessons opened, glowing brighter than the sun. Back to the real classroom. The kids blinked and found themselves back in their own classroom. The bookshelf stood silently in the corner, the shiny book gone. Did that really happen? Omar whispered. Sara smiled. I think so. Lina pointed to the chalkboard. There, written in glowing letters, was their spell? Knowledge is light, and light will never fade. And just for a moment, they saw Orion, the owl, wink at them before fading away. From that day, the three friends studied harder, helped others more, and never saw school as boring again. Because they knew every classroom, even theirs, held the power of magic. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories.